Spiros Margaris. He's a prominent venture capitalist from Margaris Ventures. Over to you.
Thank you for being here. This will be my shortest presentation in my life, so I'm going to go very quick, but I tell you something. You can ask me after my presentations if any question you want. So I start with this. Why I show a rocket? Because I believe our life is a journey. My businesses are journeys. And the question is always, where will our journey take us? I will talk today about challenges, opportunities because of AI, about AI banking applications, and change has just begun. I will shortcut some things on AI because sitting here today, we heard great speakers go deep into things, and you say, my God, why did he tell that already? But on the other hand, I can cut it. So, look, if you imagine you're really good at something, we know this magic cube. This is the world champion, at least at one point, 4.22 seconds. Human against AI, robotics. If you see this, it should be clear to all of us, we're not here to compete against the machines. Because we learn to compete, but we can't compete against this. We can only take it to get better, like the accountant got better with Excel sheet. ChatGPT impact. Very quickly, the way I see it, things that interest me. If we look at, for Google, when ChatGPT came out, it was code red. Because Google, every one of us thought, no one will ever challenge Google. But there were Googles before Googles. And Google was very scared of Microsoft. Although we have to understand that Bing was not the success that Microsoft anticipated. But Copilot, which came out of generative AI, is very successful and profitable. What happens is, this is a nice chart, the way I see things, is in the old days, electricity took 46 years until a quarter of its population had it. In the old days, it took a long time until a competitor came. Nowadays, we have a different scenario. If we look at DVDs, for people who remember, 5 years. iPhones, 2.5 years. What that means is, there's no company, no business, regardless how superior its product is, that is not in danger of being taken over by a competitor that didn't see coming. And those ones we all know, BlackBerry, Kodak, etc. So things move much faster. Steve Ballmer said, there's no chance that iPhone will have an impact. We don't have to answer this one. This is a good statement everyone should put on his wall. We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. That's very true what the CEO of Nokia said. You can do everything right, but it's not good enough. Because sometimes we always look, what did we do wrong? It's just somebody did it better. And this, obviously, again goes with the magic cube. AI becomes better than human skills in many things. In speech recognition, image recognition, you name it. And the chips get better. If you read the title, NVIDIA chip is 1,000 times faster than 10 years ago, which enables all the magic that we see now. This guy, there was a controversy because he made this children's book, the drawings, the story, generative AI at the beginning. Science fiction publisher didn't take books in anymore because they didn't know the thousands of books that came in. Did humans write it? At the end, it doesn't really matter who wrote it, as long as it's good. architects, the smart ones, because customers come with such ideas. The smart ones say, oh, I see, you like this on the right. So let's work with that. Basically, instead of fighting AI, they take advantage because the customer wants it. So you say, okay, thank you for the idea. Let's go with that. In healthcare, radiologists are better with AI. A radiologist with AI will always beat a radiologist. And eventually will beat them anyway. And, we find medicine that we didn't think we can discover as fast, which is magic. Brands, those people are not real. That means a small company could appear very big because it has campaigns that look like, hey, wow, they can hire these people, they can hire these scenarios. There must be a strong brand. I don't know if you know that here in India, the zero sugar, the bottle was created with generative AI and the content. It was not successful yet, but it's a first step. And in America, I hope here as well, kids play with AI programming. For them, besides if they grow up with it, they learn from very early age the possibilities AI can give them. So for them, it's like a game. It doesn't feel like a threat. That's why we understand that 96% of, maybe 100% now, of board members talk about AI. I remember half a year ago, I spoke to the CEO of a big bank. He had no clue. Not because he didn't have clue, he was very smart, but AI was not as much on his agenda. The AI impact on white-collar jobs, we don't have to discuss. It will have an impact, and it will have more of an impact of high-paying jobs, as we heard here in the presentation, than on your plumber or carpenter. But I still believe that, as we saw some examples before, we can use AI in order to enhance our skills. But it's not going to be easy. Look at call centers. Call centers are one of the most stressful places. You have to satisfy very quickly customer claims, complaints, you name it. What they have generative AI support, but this support analyzes them as well. So basically, you don't take any of the advice, they will analyze you. Say, oh, maybe you're really bad. So a lot of jobs will maybe, bankers, etc., will face, shall I take the advice of generative AI, or shall I go with my instinct? That's reality, and we haven't seen anything yet. AI, this is the most interesting here, policy regulation. Of course, why? We're all afraid of labor unrest, we're afraid of election manipulation, cybersecurity, threat, ethics. And that's why all big countries try to find a way to regulate. But no one will really regulate. I'll tell you why. Although those concerns are here, why they want to regulate it. Cook took them all in. It was a private session. Only the picture was public. It was Bezos, Elon Musk, James Cook from Apple, you name it, Zuckerberg. Basically, the strategy behind the successful governments is just to tell them, hey, it's like a kid. Go play, but don't hurt yourself really badly. Because nobody will, in his right mind, regulate AI. Because if you regulate AI, you will fall back as a country, and there is a Cold War happening. And besides, there's some other numbers. Before regulation comes, railroads, from invention and patenting to major regulation came, railroads took 60 years. Telephone, 30 years. Radio, 20. And then you see below, television, 5 years. But television, there was radio before. Nuclear energy, there was electricity before. So therefore, that's another reason why we won't see regulation happening very quickly. You know, it's like a family. You say, please behave to your kids. So we don't get into trouble, but you will not regulate them. So, you know, and I thought India will not regulate no one. But things are moving fast. This Lumiere, that's very new by Google. It's not public yet, but it is out there that they've done it, and it will be public. But, you know, look at this. By prompting, you will change the dress of her. You can make videos by just putting a phrase in instantly. And if you see things like this, I just, you know, before I told you some nice stories, but when you see this, you see how powerful AI is. AI in banking, now we go into my field, financial industry. This is a nice commercial by Apple. The guy bites into the sneaker. He has a problem. He has no money with him. He can't give back the sneaker. That's a great commercial for Fintech. Because it has everything we think Fintech should be, or banking. A great user experience. And this would not have been possible without data and AI. But this is a great user experience and a great commercial. McKinsey believes that we will see huge revenue boosts of 200 to 340 billion globally, just in banking, through generative AI. India, we see 60-65. So basically, all financial institutions have to put all their efforts into AI, generative AI. I know, look at JP Morgan, the biggest bank in the world. 900 data scientists, 600 machine learning engineers, 200 AI researchers they hired, and this is from last year. So we're going to be crazier. So you see where banks put their focus on. And the problem is, will you get those people? You know, where will you see the generative AI impact in banking? You will see in KYC. You know, we have a fintech in India which had an issue with KYC. In personalized chatbots, in loan applications, reviews, in assessment risk portfolios of private equity, etc. One more and more important thing in COBOL. COBOL is the programming language which most mainframes work on. Most banks use it. People who know COBOL language, getting old. Young people don't want to learn it. So generative AI helps slowly, it's not a magic bullet, to get COBOL to a modern language. That's actually one of the biggest issues banks will have with legacy systems. The issues we might have, obviously, is, will your customers like it? Will your employees like AI? How can you adapt to regulatory changing environment? There's a talent war in AI. You know, there are more. Just missed the beat. But anyway, there are hurdles, you know, ethical issues, the bias issues. You know, those are, and it costs money. Generative AI to deploy costs money. You know, not only people, but also running it. Those are the issues. But do you remember this in India as well? When we had 2 cups and you made a phone? Oh, we're almost done. Offering with AI will be like this. Now, very quickly, be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. A country and the government and businesses, I need 1 minute, need to be greedy now, because the train is moving, and we have to move with it. 300 billion will be spent, actually more likely, on AI by corporates. If you don't spend it, your competitor will and will surpass you. This is the most popular new sport in America. The trick is to stay on 8 seconds to win. It's very hard. Our businesses, our lives, is about 8 seconds. It's not 8 seconds. It can be years, whatever. But the trick is to stay on. In order to win, you have to stay on. And this, for the conference, it's not the strongest of the species that survives, but the most adaptable. That's the thesis of this conference. And that's what we have to think about it. And this is the last second last slide, and then I move on. This is 1900. That's why I said it's fastest speed. All, you don't see it well because it's all pictures. All horse carriages, all of them. And there's an idiot with a car, 1900. At that time, if I lived there, I would have said too, is an idiot, because we didn't know better. 13 years later, Fifth Avenue, the horse carriage is there, the old cars. Things can move fast, even if we don't believe it. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the time. Thanks.
Lovely to have you.